Hey you guys, and welcome to my little channel. In today's video, I'm gonna try my best to do the most accurate Victoria's Secret Angel makeup look using a bunch of different tricks and tips that I've seen. When it comes to this makeup look, first thing is first, we have to prep the canvas. And when I say the canvas, of course, I mean our face. In general, I like to do skincare before I do a makeup look because I feel like the makeup look just comes out so much better when you do your skincare first, because your skin is just like all prepped and glowy and dewy and just ready to go. And trust me, a makeup look comes out 10 times better when you do this before. So the main factors for this makeup look that we want to go for is a bronzed, dewy, shimmery look. So when it comes to like the foundation, we want to keep it a little light but bronzed, so we don't want it to be too cakey, and we're gonna make the eyes really shimmery. For the skincare, I'm not gonna do too many steps. We're still gonna keep it minimal as long as our skin is looking like dewy, refreshed, glowy. That's what we want. And to get that look, you definitely need a moisturizer, but I'm also gonna be using a toner first. Of course, before applying any skincare, I did wash my face. This is something that I like to do after putting on moisturizer, which is using my gua sha. Okay guys, so when it comes to the foundation, I do like to use the Lumi Glotion with the Haus Labs foundation. I usually mix these two on my hand here. This is the Lumi Glotion by L'Oreal, and this is the Haus Labs foundation in the shade 070 Fair Neutral. Instead of doing what I usually do, which is putting both of these on my hand and then mixing it together, I'm just gonna put the Lumi Glotion first on my hand. While looking into different tutorials and for the Victoria's Secret Angel makeup look, I did see a tip where it says to put it in the palm of your hand so it could warm it up instead of like directly applying the product onto your face. So we're gonna try that. We're gonna start with some Lumi Glotion, and I'm gonna put some on my face and also on my neck. Also, the neck should have a bronzed look. You guys, I think it helped that recently I did get a little bit of a tan. Nothing too crazy, but as you can see, it really makes me want to maintain having a tan, because whenever I get a tan, I'm like, you know what, I missed this and I needed this. You guys, sometimes I feel like the best blender is just using your hands. So we're just gonna go in. I know it might feel a little weird, but it really works. Now we have our skin looking a little bit more bronzed and dewy, glowy, that perfect canvas that we're looking for. Okay guys, now we're gonna move on to our foundation, and same thing, we're gonna apply it on our hand. And I'm gonna use very little foundation. Like honestly, this might even be too much. Maybe not. Like I said, we don't want to look cakey. We still want to look very like dewy, bronzed. Just have minimum foundation. Well, at least make it look like we have minimum foundation, and it's more kind of just like, oh, like this is just a natural bronzy glow that I naturally have. And then put some where you may have any red spots. And if we want to apply just a little bit more where we have any redness, any pimples, any little imperfections that we want to cover up, we can. For me, I usually get redness around my nose, and I have some pimples. So okay you guys, so now we're gonna move on to the eyebrows. For the eyebrows, before we apply any product, we're just gonna brush them all the way up to reveal their true shape, and then we're gonna fill them in. Now I'm gonna go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in the shade Soft Brown. Guys, now I'm gonna use the e.l.f. Brow Gel. The little foundation brush that I use, I'm going to just conceal a little bit. By the way, you guys, I usually like to have a little drink with me while I'm doing my makeup, so today's drink of the day is Thai tea. Now that we're done with the brows, we're gonna move on to the fun part, which is the eyeshadow. And this is my favorite part because the look that I'm going for is the shimmery, glittery eyeshadow look with a little bit of brown in the outer corner. Because of course I like to use setting spray whenever I'm doing an eyeshadow look because it gets more pigment out of the eyeshadow. So I'm gonna be mixing a few different shimmers together for this look. Honestly, I got these like little glitter eyeshadow mini palettes from Ipsy, like just a bunch of different random times. One of them I'm gonna be using is by Aritza Beauty, I believe. Nebula Shimmer Eyeshadow. One of the shades I'm gonna be using is this one. And then I'm also going to be using another Aritza Beauty mini eyeshadow palette. And this one is Champagne Shimmer Eyeshadow. It's a little bit faded, so that's why I was having a hard time reading them. I'm gonna be using this shade right here, this little pink one. The other mini eyeshadow palette that I'm gonna be using is the Shayna B Miami one. This one specifically, so I'm gonna be using this shimmer. So we're gonna mix all those three shimmers together to make the perfect shimmer shade. I almost forgot, before starting with this eyeshadow look, I'm gonna prep my lids really quick. So I'm just gonna use a little bit of concealer on the lid, just like a little dot there, and I'm just gonna blend it in with my finger. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with the brush that I use for my setting powder, and I'm just gonna dab it like that. So first, I'm gonna start off right here in the inner corner. You guys, inner corner highlight is everything, especially with this look. You really want to emphasize the inner corner highlight. Bring it up all the way to like the middle. I also have another brush that I'm gonna go in with, and I'm just gonna kind of blend it a bit. Okay, you guys, on the shimmer, I'm gonna put emphasis on the middle part. Okay, so once I'm done with the shimmer part, now I'm gonna go in with another brush, and then I'm gonna add some brown in the corner. Say maybe use a little bit more of like a lighter brown. I'm gonna be using this brown right here. So first, I'm just gonna start at the bottom and then kind of just lightly work our way up. Now we're gonna add some brown to our waterline. I did add a little extra setting spray, and when I'm putting it in the waterline, I'm kind of just gonna make a motion that kind of makes like a shadow of a wing. I'm gonna stop kind of like at the middle. I'm gonna go in with another brush. I'm gonna put extra setting spray very close to this one. Now I'm gonna use a little bit of a darker brown to make a wing. I'm gonna use the Too Faced Natural Eyes palette. This is one of my all-time favorite packages when it comes to eyeshadows. I'm gonna use that one there. And I wanna make sure the brush is a little smashed before I use it, so that way it could be a little thin since we're trying to make a wing liner. Now I'm gonna use concealer to clean it up. And the concealer brush, we're really gonna work on like defining the shape. Okay guys, so now that I'm done with both eyes, we're gonna move on to concealer. So in one particular video, I saw them apply the concealer just like this. Literally a little 1-2 motion. 1-2. In order to not look too cakey either with the concealer, I'm gonna blend it with my fingers. I'm also not gonna put too much of setting powder. Okay guys, now we're gonna use some bronzer. So we're gonna apply some on the hand to kind of warm it up. If I feel like there's a little bit too much of a harsh line, I just go in with my beauty blender. Okay, so for the blush, I'm gonna be using Makeup by Mario in the shade Pale Petal, I believe. It's a soft pop blush stick. We're gonna add that just a little bit there. Okay, so for this part, we really wanna get like a little flustered look. We're gonna start in the apples of the cheeks and then slightly work our way up. I either like using a beauty blender or my hands in between steps just to kind of really bring it all together. Okay guys, so I applied the eyelashes off camera, and now I'm gonna put some mascara on my bottom lash. Okay guys, now we're just gonna do some final touches, which is the lips and some highlight. Okay guys, so I'm gonna be using kind of like this pink peachy type lipstick. For the lips, in a specific tutorial that I saw, instead of putting on gloss, they put shimmer on the lips. Right here, we're just gonna add some shimmer. Okay guys, so now we're gonna add some highlight on the tip of our nose, on the bridge, and then a little bit on our chin. Okay guys, this is the finished look for the Victoria's Secret Angel makeup tutorial, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, because if you subscribe then I will keep you in my corazoncito forever. I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye, kisses.